And we're very happy that our mayor, Olivia Chow, could be here. So Olivia, can you please come up and say a few words? Thank you.
Maybe I'm a mayor of Scarborough too. Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Honest guests, ministers, old friends, Pastor General. Wonderful to see all of you here. When I walked into the door, I was just shocked to see this size. It brought back a lot of memories. In one of the first job I did as a member of parliament assistant, this is early 80s, was to be at the constituency office as an MP's office. And I saw these very old, and I'm talking about 80s, 90s, Chinese women, Chinese Canadian women, would come, and they're barely walking very well, and they have this piece of paper. And they said to me, "Miss Chow, I just got it out of my safety deposit box. Is that precious?" I said, "What is this?" "It's what we paid when we came to Canada." And I opened it up, and this is what it is. You notice that the person arrived and July 17th, within a week, they have to pay. $500 is like a house, $2 million, $3 million at least, okay? It was a lot of money. And you have to have a lot of money. And how do they end up paying? They basically work the entire life in order to pay back the money they had to borrow. Okay? And it was a shameful piece of history. From $50 to $500, and it wasn't enough. In 1923, not one Chinese are supposed to be allowed to get to Canada. And I'm glad a few got through. Thank God we have. I don't know, I need to find out how he managed, right? Thank God. And you know, we launched the campaign in the early 80s. It was a difficult campaign to ask the federal government for an apology, official apology, and compensation. It's called redress. And so many seniors died waiting. It took 23 years, only till 2006, that finally, and I was a member of parliament at that time, I had the privilege to hear Stephen Harper, the Prime Minister, in Cantonese said 對唔住, which is sorry. And I saw all these seniors and the widows and the family members that were sitting in the gallery. They were just crying. But also feeling very proud that they're able to be there to witness this historic moment. What does that teach us? Canada has a racist past, that's clear. 2, we have to work hard in order to win power, in order to win justice. We had to come together. And sometimes those kind of campaigns last for years. In this case, it was 23 years. And the message is never give up, because when we have justice on our side, we will win. Okay? I'm sure it'll be fine. That's the second lesson. That's the third lesson that remind me. Eating bitterness, hek fu, in Cantonese. And there's a Chinese saying, 吃得苦中苦，方為人上人. What does that mean? That you can eat the bitterness, meaning that you can handle the sorrow, but get into so deep into it that you can overcome it, see through it, conquer it. And then you become a person that is above all people. This is a direct translation, meaning that you are the most intelligent. You are going to be the leader. So to be a leader is to overcome the bitterness, be able to handle it, but come through it, conquer it, defeat it. That is my third lesson that I remember from the campaign. So here we are, we're learning, we're coming together, we are feeling, there's a sense of solidarity here with us. But we are called to do something, called by the descendants of our forefathers and mothers and the future generations. What are we called to do? We have to make sure that every kid in Canada, learning history or not learning history, understand this past so that it will never be repeated again. And that means in the curriculum, in the school, in the child care centers, in the books, in the movies, in the general cultural manure, so that other generations, no matter who they are, would learn from this history, learn the lessons, so we would not repeat it. Because sometimes, if we don't learn from it, if we don't overcome it, unfortunately, history has a way of repeating itself. So that's what we are called to do. Yes, we're celebrating Asian Heritage Month. We're celebrating this incredible exhibition and all the work that's put in to make it happen. But we are also called to ensure that every corner of Canada and every kid and every new immigrant arriving to Canada understand this history. Thank you to the Foundation, to the Culture Center, Justin Poi and your wonderful team at your agency. Thank you to all of you bringing us together, making this exhibit possible. We're very, very grateful. Thank you.
Thank you very much.